What's up, everybody? It's your boy, the King Jace. Welcome to the King Jace Show, as always. So, I got a few topics of conversation. As you can see, my lovely wife has joined me. Thank you for coming on the show again. Appreciate it. I tend to get more views when I have my wife on the show.
Because we're retarded together.
And just so you know, when this song came out, this is the dance that people were doing. Just saying. Anyway, first and foremost, like always, I want to say thank you to all my subscribers. I'm looking at my analytics, and I see that I have 21 subscribers still. Not a bad number, only 4 months in. Would like to see that number go up. So please, people, tell your family, tell your friends. Don't just watch the show. Subscribe to the show. Like I've been saying the past couple episodes, not right away, but soon I am going to have a lot more stuff going on. There's going to be more links. There's going to be more pictures. There's going to be little bubbles. There's going to be all types of fun stuff. I'm just still learning the aspects of how to use this program. I've been focusing more on kind of family stuff, getting my work done, doing my job. But now that everything is starting to feng shui and everything is starting to be smoother in life for us, I am going to do a little bit more focusing on, getting my program better for the viewers. I do see that my views in total in the past 28 days have gone up 6%, but unfortunately the watch time has gone down 4%. So please watch through the video. I'm doing a couple giveaways right now. I'm going to actually do a different one from the one that I said the other day. I haven't opened it yet, and I still have it. So I have this sake. It is Jume Ginju Kikasu Sake. It is straight from Japan, right off the fucking boat. It is authentic Japanese sake. If you can get me some subscribers, I will put your name on the board, and I'll put a 1 on the name of the board. And at the end of the year this year, I'm going to give away a bottle of sake. I will ship it out to you. I will take care of that. On this other side is a blanket. My beautiful wife here is making a blanket. She's crocheting a blanket.
It's taking me a little more time than I thought it was because for how tiring it is to be at the beginnings of pregnancy.
As you know, we're having a baby. There's a baby picture up here, as you can see. Anyway, so she's making a blanket at the end of the year. She's being kind enough to give it to my show. And so far in the running is Erin and my boy Cruz, because my boy Cruz left a comment. Appreciate that, Cruz. Appreciate that, Auntie Erin. You're my biggest fan. Today, really quickly, I just wanted to talk about a few things. My wife is going to chime in whenever she wants, like always, which I don't mind. First thing, my wife, well, let's talk about some fun stuff before we get into the serious stuff. So, we rented this movie. I don't know if you can see it. Holmes and Watson. We have not watched it yet, but I mean,
it's Will Ferrell, so I mean,
it's really fucking Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly. Just look at the cover and laugh. Like, it's already funny. It's Will Ferrell playing Sherlock Holmes. I mean, can that be any funnier? I mean, it's already funny. So yeah, there's that. I made these. I'm trying to do something nice for my kids, and I fucked up pretty badly. So I got this paper. And it's printable paper for T-shirts. So you can put them on T-shirts, and that's pretty dope. Like, you can make your own T-shirts at home. So this was the concept that I'm doing. I'm a big brother. And the third one I already made. So when I made it, after I was done creating it, I then realized how you see is what you get. So when I put it on the shirt, it says I'm a big brother, but backwards.
Oops.
I forgot to mirror the image. Like, the baby looks fine and everything. The ultrasound came out perfect, but the I'm a big brother is definitely backwards. So it looks like I'm an asshole. So there's that. And then I also just picked up from Walmart some photo paper. Ooh. As you know, if you watched my earlier shows, I picked up a few things from Walmart, a whole bunch of printable paper. regular printer paper, photo printer paper. The photo printer paper that I got was not glossy. It was just regular, like flat high definition paper. So I wanted to get the glossy paper because now that we're more settled in and we're creating more of a family, I really want to get pictures of our trip to Vegas and all of our family stuff that we've been doing. I want to showcase that to people when they come to our house. So when people come to our house, I want them to see that we're more than just a whole bunch of people that live together. We're an actual family, which means a lot to me because growing up, I don't remember there being a lot of photos on my walls. We moved so frequently that I don't think it was a thing that we did. I do believe Billy Joe had pictures on the walls, and I do believe it was like Anne, Sherry, Felicia, all my sisters. But I don't remember ever seeing me and my brothers on the wall.
Her children.
Yeah, it was never me and my brothers on the wall. That's why you see this picture of my mom and my dad and my brothers. Little cute me.
Little Casey Sr.
So that means a lot to me. And my wife agrees with me that it's an important thing for our family and our kids to be able to look around and see that they're loved and see all the good times that we've had.
Right.
Because it not only reminds them that they have people that love them and care about them, but it also reminds them of the potential for the things that they could do if they're listening and being well behaved, which I think is really a good thing and it's important. And I think more people should do that.
Especially with sons, it's good to remind them.
Absolutely. Now to get a little bit more serious, today's show is going to be about a friend of my wife's, Wendy. Thank you, Wendy, for watching this show. I very much appreciate it. She commented to my wife, I would rather you commented on my program.
But she texted me and said it was like, listen, you and Jace should definitely talk about random exes popping up out of the blue. Her and I have exes from the same time period. They were like twins. Like they were both coke-headed bikers who spent lots of time in prison. So we broke up with them years ago, and both of them have out of the blue contacted us for God only knows what reason. One of them was saying he was dying and yada, yada, yada. And then the other one was all, you should see my life now. My life is so much better now. Like, it was so much better. Would you really need to pop up 5 years later and tell your ex of 5 years ago how great your life is? Like, it just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. With my ex, I feel like he was majorly messed up and him and his girlfriend had gotten in a fight, and he goes online and, oh, look, Alana's happy and married. Let's see how much we can fuck that up. So let's call her husband at 1:00 in the morning and try to cause. Actually, it was two of my exes, two of them. One of them called at 1 a.m. with no idea. Did it freeze?
Sorry about that, everybody.
Yeah,
it froze for a second.
So one of them calls at 1:00 in the morning and gets Jace, and that was a shit show. My husband won, of course.
Well, how dare you call my wife's phone
real at 1:00 in the morning? Like, what the hell? And then
not to be a dick, he was like, I'm dying, and I said, then fucking die. Stop calling my wife. Like, what the fuck are you thinking? Like, she doesn't want anything to do with you. You're an ex. That's all. That's it. You're the past. I'm the present and future. Like, know your place. That's all.
And then my ex-husband did the same thing. Him and his current girlfriend, I don't know what that was about, decided to message us on Facebook and tried to message Jace on Facebook, and they were trying to start all kinds of shit. That was a mess too. And then I just needed to remind him that I still had a certain confession of his on recording, and then that was the end of that. But it's just, and then Jace has had an ex who literally stalked him for an entire year. An entire year in another state. Like, she literally went to another state to stalk him, following him home. Like, just craziness. And another ex who, whenever he would happen to be over there, would answer the door in her underwear and try to have sex with him. Like, just, exes are crazy.
And I don't do that shit. Like, you're an ex for a reason. And no lie, the last time that I did do something like that, I ended up with my son. And
oops.
It wasn't even like... I love my son very much, but he was not planned. He was not.
Not on Jace's end, anyway.
It was, yeah, not for me. Like, I didn't wake up one day and was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go have a baby." That's not how it went down. That's not how it was planned. Like,
Casey was a keep a man baby, yeah. And it backfired and did not work.
And I wasn't even with my son's mother through the whole pregnancy, and I tried to keep it civil. And she was living with my stepmom, and it was like a very awkward and uncomfortable situation. Because, like, we weren't together, but we, like, were trying to be parents together. Yeah. And it got to the point where, like, I just couldn't take it no more because she's a very manipulative person. And I know you're watching this right now, and that's fine. You know you are a manipulative person. But anyway, it got to the point where, like, I couldn't take it anymore, and I left for 2 months. And you can say whatever it is you want to say. You can call it whatever you want to call it. I call it getting a breath of fresh air.
Taking a step back to figure out the situation. Not abandoning anybody, but trying to figure things out.
And I left Rhode Island, and I went to Georgia for 2 months. And honestly, I think it was probably what the fuck just happened?
You're still recording, man.
Oh, it's an update. So I left Rhode Island and I went to Georgia for 2 months, and I really caught my breath, and I made a song, and it was actually a really good song.
It's a good song.
You can actually find it on SoundCloud if you look up Jay Salvis. Look it up. It's a really good song. Maybe I'll play it on my show next time. But I cleared my head, and I came back under the pretense that Jessica wanted to
work things out, make things better.
And yeah, I said your name, but whatever. Everybody knows who I'm talking about anyway. So when I got here, you were already pregnant with another person's child, and didn't tell me this, but proceeded to use all my money, all my food stamps, all my gas, and then my stepmother was living in an apartment where she abandoned the apartment to go to, I think, Louisiana at the time. I'm not sure if she went to, I'm pretty sure it was Louisiana. So she abandoned the apartment and left me in the apartment, which then you threatened to call the police on me and kicked me out. Like, what kind of shit is that? So that's why I tend not to want to deal with exes.
Exes could be a problem. I feel like exes are exes for a reason. Every time I've separated myself from someone, I tend to be one of those people that I hold on for until the last possible moment. I will figure out every single thing that I can. I will do whatever I can. I will push myself to the absolute brink of whatever. I will do everything I can, and it's absolutely heartbreaking to leave a person. So I have a tendency to not let go of people very well. I try to work it out with everything I have. So by the time it gets to the point that I am leaving you, there's literally nothing left for me there. Nothing but resentment and hatred and whatever. So with my exes, like, I left every one of them for a very good reason. So I have never once ever at any point looked back at any of my exes and thought to myself, maybe I could work it out with them. Maybe we could get back together. Never. Not once. Ever. Because they're all crazy.
So, I mean, there is that rare... Where was the popo?
Sorry. We froze again. There's a bunch of police and fire trucks zipping by.
There is that rare occasion where an ex somebody will get back with their ex, and it will work out. There is that rare exception to the case, like my Aunt Erin.
I feel like it depends on the people and the situation. Some people break up due to things like it's just the wrong time. People are going separate directions in their life. They have different goals, and then they go and they complete those goals, and later on in life they realize, whatever. I know a few people, friends of mine, who have separated and gotten back together, whether it be a year later, a few years later, whatever, and they do just fine.
And it happens, and excuse me, it's sometimes it's okay, and sometimes it's not. Sometimes people push the situation. Like an old friend of mine, who was a friend of mine for a long time, he was with this girl, and then he got locked up. And while he was locked up, this girl was seeing somebody else, and she seemed to be very happy with that other person. He then got out of jail and basically forced himself into this girl's life, and basically makes her be with him. And I feel like shit like that is not okay. If at any point in your life, if you're with somebody and you feel unsafe or uncomfortable or unhappy, and there's absolutely nothing going to change that feeling, run away. Like, literally, run the fuck away. There's nothing that can, short of them.
The fear of what they could do is usually not even close to what actually happens. I was petrified of my ex-husband. Petrified. He tried to kill me several occasions, tried to cut Tristan out of my stomach while I was pregnant, things like that. I was petrified of him. And then one day I was told it was either him or my children. So I literally called my aunt and told my aunt I needed to leave. She drove to Maine and we left just like that. And I was completely petrified for probably 3 to 4 years following that he was going to come to find me. But come to find out, he was really just a big mouth. He says he's going to kill you and he does a lot of things like that. But once you're a distance away, like, it's too much energy. They'll just find someone new to do that to. So if you really decide you want to leave, and you do, chances are what you're afraid of them doing is not going to happen. Just make sure you go somewhere safe.
And honestly, any man that hits a woman is not a man. Like, I've been in many relationships where the woman would hit me, and I never hit a woman back. I'm not a woman beater. It's not in me. Because I know that I'm stronger than you. So why am I going to take advantage of that? That's wrong.
I feel like a lot of men do that as a way to feel strong and manly and powerful. Like, it makes them feel big and bad. I think that's what they do. And the sad thing is it's like, everybody knows you're a man. Like, you don't have to punch a woman in the face to be a man. Like, it honestly takes more manliness to restrain yourself and have a conversation or walk away than to punch someone in the face.
That's like my ex. I'm not going to say her name. My ex that was all that shit.
The crazy stalker person.
The reason that I ended the relationship was because my son was scared of her. And that's not fair to him. Like, when you're with somebody, they shouldn't be. If you have a kid and you get with somebody, your kid should not be scared of your partner. And if you address that and you're like,
or intimidated by them,
right? Yeah. And if you address that and you're like, hey, my child is scared of you. Can you try doing what you're doing a little differently? Like, can we work this like a different way?
Communication.
And when he's like crying himself to sleep because he's so scared.
We were in the car one day and he thought that we passed her and he started screaming and crying in the back seat and had nightmares that night about her. Like, that's pretty bad when a 3-year-old is that petrified of somebody.
And that's why exes should stay exes in my book. Like, if it's situations like that, they should stay an ex because that's just who they are. That's the type of person they are, and
it's a character flaw.
They're most likely not going to change. They might mask it for a while, but that's just who they are. Yeah. Like, granted, I'm not going to say that people just don't change because that's not true. People do change, but
some people do not. When
some
you
people
get
don't.
People who are so narcissistic and just psychotic, that those things, those do not change. Like, mental illnesses like that don't just go away.
For real. And like, it's taking me, this is my 3rd marriage. It's taking me this many marriages to finally find the one that I need to be with. And I was not the perfect husband the first time around, or maybe even the second time around. But like, I'm very dedicated to my wife, and I feel like sometimes it takes time. It takes time to see who people are, what people are about. And that's just that's how I feel. I just think that I personally feel that exes are exes for a reason.
Absolutely.
And I would not give any of my exes another chance.
Me neither.
Not even for a second.
So before you guys start texting and messaging and calling us at 1 o'clock in the morning, just know we're not interested.
Not at all. Not even a little bit.
No.
I don't care if your pussy's made of gold. I don't want you. You're my ex for a reason. Period. Like, there's not a single ex that I have right now that I'd be like, yeah, let's get back together. I don't even care if my wife left me and I was single for 6 years. I would not go back with you. So just know, any exes that watch this video, I will never take you back. We probably won't even be friends. Honestly. That's how I feel about exes. There are the rare occasion, like my aunt, who was married to somebody. I think she was married, right?
Yeah, and they had a pretty long gap. I think
they had they broke.
So they were married. Divorced. They got together, I think, really young. Correct us if we're wrong. Very young. Were together for a while. Separated for quite a while. Were in other relationships, and then ended up back together, and now they're happy as can be.
And they got remarried.
That's like my other friend. I don't want to say her. They were together for years, and then a friend of mine, and then they separated, I think, for like a year or so. Got back together, had a baby, got married, or the other way around, got married, then had a baby, and they're great. So, I don't know. I feel a lot of it has to do with the type of person. A lot of my exes, I don't know, maybe I have daddy issues, but they were all majorly messed up. So those are never go back to. And I know my friend Wendy, who started this, had the same issue with her exes as well. I believe her and her first husband, they get along pretty well now. They got together really young, teenagers, had 3 kids together. They were married for years, ended up separating, and she moved on, he moved on. And they now, all 3 of the kids are teenagers. Her oldest is an adult. But now they get along pretty well. It took a long, long time for that, though.
I think, when people break up and get right back together, I think that's the wrong thing. Because, one of my brothers, he's back with his ex. And they're doing pretty well. They're doing really well together. They have a couple kids together. And I think they're doing really well. And I used to not like her, and now I like her. She's a good person.
She used to not like you also.
I know, she used to not like me as well, because I used to be...
not the best person either.
I used to be not a nice person. Mm-hmm. And everybody has their differences, and a lot of time has passed, a few years has passed, and now we get along just fine. We had them over here for dinner the other day. And
I personally am glad they're back together.
Me too. Awesome. I think that they make a good couple, I think.
But they probably also work things out. We've heard them talk about, well, when this and this happened, and they kind of laugh about it now. So it's...
They learned. Yeah. They grew, which is good. It's good to see that.
Sometimes maturity helps also. When you're with somebody when you're really, really young, like me, Wendy, we were teenagers with our first husbands, teenagers, like Jesus. So you're not an adult yet. You're not mature enough to be in a marriage and make married decisions. So we decided to get married as young people, and then realized what a mistake that was,
I think all right, so ultimately, end of the day, my feeling on it is, if you break up with somebody and you get right back with them, it's a bad time. It's the bad thing to do. It's not smart. It's probably not going to work out, and you're probably going to break up 8 more times.
Probably.
If you break up with somebody and you let some time go by, if you let some years go by, years. If you let years go by, more than one, and you slowly, somebody that an ex is hey, it's been 4 years. I'm still single.
See if there's a change. Have you matured?
My life is different now. I'm now doing this and this and this.
Right.
What about you? And if your lives are heading in the same direction, then fuck it. Why not give it a shot and see what happens? Mm-hmm. But if each of your lives are still going in a different direction, then
that person
it's not going to work.
Hasn't moved forward at all. My ex-husband, literally, it's been 15 years since him and I first met. He still lives in exactly the same town, hanging out with exactly the same people, living in exactly the same places, dating the same girls he was sleeping with then. It's unbelievable that after 15 years, and he's 34 years old, he's still doing the same shit as when he was 19 years old. That is craziness.
That's petty, and stupid, and simple. You don't want to change.
It's crazy. One of the other things...
It froze.
Why do we keep freezing? No.
Hold on, people. Sorry about this. All right, so it froze because I turned my other computer back on. I apologize.
One of the other things that I just have to know from people, this is something that I had not seen really until I moved to Woonsocket. And it's like the absolute relationship norm here. I will meet these girls who are in relationships with these guys and say they've been together for 3 years, right? And their 3-year anniversary comes up and they're like, oh my God, babe, happy anniversary. Love you so much. It's been the best 3 years ever. And you know for a fact that they were broken up for about 2.5 years of that 3 years because they're together for a month. They break up for 3 months. They're sleeping with other people, in relationships with other people, get back together for a few months, break up again for a few months, back together for 6 months, break up for 5 months. How is that considered like a 3-year relation? I don't understand that. How are you saying happy anniversary for 3 years?
When it's that Woonsocket educational math.
You've only really been together for like 6 months to a year.
That's like I was married.
Like we've been together this whole time and have not broken up. So happy almost 1-year wedding anniversary, boo.
Thank you. Happy anniversary.
Not happy 3-year, been broken up for the majority of that 3 years.
It's like I was married to my ex for 5 years, maybe longer than that. I was married to her for like 5 years, but we were only together for like a combined like year, if that. Mm-hmm. Spread throughout the 5 or 6 years.
My first husband, we were also, because of the divorce period, we were together for not even a year after we got married because we were not at all together. He was in jail. He was with this person. He was with that person. He was coming. He was going. I moved to Massachusetts. Then once I moved to Massachusetts, he stayed in Maine and was with the person I thought was my best friend. That was cool for years and all these other people. So we ended up not getting divorced for like 5 years because he made it so difficult.
Oh man, don't even get me started on that person. Then used us for fucking hotel room and then try to make us feel bad about them using us.
And then told me I was a bad person after everything I've done.
Go fuck yourself. If you're watching this, seriously, go fuck yourself.
But anywho, yeah. So I don't understand that. I just find that whole thing weird. Like,
it's got Woonsocket
let's be real here. Not happy 3-year anniversary. About happy 3 years since I first slept with you, and happy 4-month anniversary.
And that's our conclusion. So, short term, don't go back to your ex. Long term, there could be potential.
Maybe.
There could be potential.
But lots of pros and con lists.
Too many to list.
Be suspicious.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with being suspicious.
If they cheated on you,
move on.
I would highly suggest that you don't take them back because chances are they're probably going to cheat on you again.
I feel like once a cheater, always a cheater. That's the experience that I've always had anyway. And from what I've heard, and all of my friends who've had someone that cheated on them, they continued to cheat on them.
I don't need to do any of that because I love my wife. Because I missed her. And she's Mrs.
Pregnant Mrs. And shout out to my biggest fan. I was thinking about it today, and I just love that you mimic my life so perfectly. I get a hair color. You get a hair color. I get engaged. You get engaged. I go to Vegas. You go to Vegas. I get pregnant. You're pregnant within 4 weeks. So my name spelling is ALANNA, for in case it's a girl.
You're so silly.
Just saying.
All right. So, anything else you wanted to talk about?
No.
All right. So
we're gonna go watch
Holmes and Watson.
Yes.
We're gonna go watch Holmes and Watson. Before I go though, I want to mention again: if you made it this far, if you sat through the whole video, please subscribe, like the video, comment on the video. If you comment on the video, you have a chance to win a full-size crocheted blanket made by my beautiful wife, who's got amazing crochet talent.
Thank you.
On the other hand, if you get a subscriber.
That's me.
Oh. I'm like, what is that? Is the printer moving? If you get somebody to subscribe, have them comment who got them to subscribe, and I'll add you here, and you have a chance to win some sake. Again, some Ginju, Kikasu, Junmei, Blue.
Your Japanese is amazing.
You like that, right?
It's almost as good as your French accent.
What do you mean? I say it perfectly. Junmei Ginchu Kikasu Blue. Anyway, it's good sake. It's brand new. It came from Japan. You have a chance of winning that. You have a chance of winning the blanket. I will ship this stuff out myself. You just have to win, and then I'll have you inbox me. You can hit me up on my email, jacepaul27@gmail.com. If not, whatever. Thank you for watching anyway. No hard feelings. On that note, we're going to get out of here. We're going to watch some TV and relax for a little bit. Hopefully our kids are already in bed because we fed them tacos and told them to go to bed afterwards. But they've been on this not listening streak. So
they're probably all sitting in their rooms with their lights on, waiting for us to give them loves, except Casey.
Casey's probably already asleep.
He's probably sleeping.
So on that night, again, thank you for coming on the show. Wendy, thank you for giving us a topic. That's what I like. That's the whole point of the show, is to have a topic of conversation.
Wendy, make a YouTube channel so you can comment. Otherwise, you can keep texting me. That's fine.
Yeah. Create a YouTube channel. If you watch this, just create a channel.
It's free.
It's free to create one. You don't have to upload or download.
Yeah.
You just have to create it, subscribe to my show, and touch that bell.
Yeah.
Because then you automatically get the videos. So everyone that already watches them, I appreciate you. Thank you for your time. Again, I'm going to be doing a lot more stuff on the show. So within the next month or so, you're going to see a lot of changes on the show for the better. If you like what's going on, if you have a suggestion on what you want to see in the show, I'm up for suggestions. That's what the show is about. It's about the people, for the people, by the people. Making YouTube great again. What movie did we watch?
I don't remember. Where he made that comment about
make Japan great again or something like that.
Was
that a 47 Ronin? Was that what it was from?
Oh my god, it was. It was 47 Ronin. Great movie, by the way. You should definitely
There's like a reference about making something great again. It was like, oh my god, that's where Trump got it from. But anyway, I'm out of here. It's your boy, the King Jace. You can find me everywhere. One last thing. I did create an Instagram for my page. It is The Real King Jace on Instagram. Check it out. Peace out, everybody.